Most people treat their journal like a public record that they haven't published yet. You're sitting there with your pen in your hand, but you're just editing. You're softening the edges of your anger. You're leaving out the shameful parts. If you are afraid of someone finding your journal, then when you're writing, you're not actually journaling to the full potential. And the problem with that is it becomes very exhausting and it does nothing to help you with your mental health or any of the things you're working on. So if you've ever journaled before, and you feel like it hasn't worked for you, then perhaps it's because the fear of someone reading your journal is holding you back from your true potential. And that's exactly why today we're going to talk about 5 or 6 different ways that you can implement into your journaling process so that you can alleviate yourself from that fear and start making journaling work for you. So let's talk about number 1. That is to destroy the evidence. So sit down, take the time to write every one of your deepest, darkest secrets and thoughts. Get it all out onto a piece of paper. Be as honest as you can. Take the mask off and just alleviate your mind of all your thoughts. Just deplete them all out onto that piece of paper. Let your pen and paper carry the burden that you're carrying around, because at the end of this, you're going to take that piece of paper and you're going to destroy it. Whether you burn it or shred it or whatever you want to do to get rid of it so it no longer exists in this world, that will give your brain the mindset to write as freely as you possibly can, because you will know and your brain will know that nobody's going to have the opportunity to read that because it's not going to exist anymore. But here's why this works. The whole point of journaling is to get your thoughts out of your head and onto a piece of paper, because your brain is meant to process things, not store things. So as you're writing all these thoughts onto paper, you're actually processing those thoughts along the way. And once the thoughts have been processed and taken out of your mind and put away into a storage bin, then at that point, it really doesn't matter what happens to them. And if the thought of destroying that piece of paper just brings you agony and grief, don't do that, because you want this process to be something that works for you. So what you could try is what I like to call the flow method. So with this method, you're going to touch your pen to paper, or you're going to get on your computer and just type like crazy. But what you're going to do is think about whatever thoughts are there, and then flow with your pen. Make shapes. Pretend like you're writing in cursive, but you don't know how yet. Because what this is going to do, it's going to simulate the process of actually writing, and then you'll have something left over to look at, and you can actually be a little bit artistic and creative if you're doing it with your pen and paper, because you could have something creative and artsy left over. Now, you might not know what you wrote because you didn't write any words or letters. It's just a bunch of squiggly lines and things, but at least you were able to mimic that process and get your thoughts out of your head. And if that one's just too much for you, you could try to do things like a lot of authors do in their books and just change enough of the details or names and information so that if somebody did find your notebook, they're not necessarily going to know that you were talking about them or somebody else. Maybe you got really mad at your friend and you were fighting over the phone, and you just got to the point where you never want to talk to them ever again. For example, if I got really mad at Billie Jean for not being my lover and I never wanted to talk to her again, what I could say is, I remember this one time when I was a kid and I had my little banana phone and I tried to call the supermarket to see if they had animal crackers in stock, and nobody answered the phone, and I got really mad to the point that I didn't want to go to that grocery store ever again. So you could see here where you could change things up. So you're still getting to think about that moment and process it. You're just writing it out in a way where nobody but you is going to understand what it actually means. And we've got about 2 more to go. And the next one I want to talk about is doing a digital journal. There are some encrypted digital journal options out there that will help you keep your journal a lot safer. The only problem is, I feel like with anything in the digital world, there's always some kind of backdoor somewhere, some way. So for me, that doesn't feel like the most safe method, but even something as simple as taking like your iPhone and being able to lock your notes, or maybe that is an option on Android as well. If you aren't super fearful of people being able to get through and you just want to do something basic like that, that's also an option. Again, I don't prefer the digital methods myself, but that doesn't mean it won't work for you. Now, this last method is going to require you to be pretty trustworthy with someone, and that is, in the event that you get really ill or something worse happens, that you would entrust someone to gather that journal and destroy it for you. Now, that could be somebody that is in your family. That could be a loved one. I know I would trust my wife with doing that for me. You could also have that instilled upon like a lawyer or written into a will. There's lots of different routes that you could go there, but it is going to require you to trust another human being with not reading the words that you've written. And if you think about it this way, once you remove the audience from your journal and it's just you, it's going to make the process so much better. Think about yourself standing on a stage and there's 1,000 seats in front of you, but there's nobody in there. And you know, without the benefit of the doubt, nobody can hear you, nobody can see you. It is just you and these empty seats. You're more likely to perform a talent or to sing or do something that you wouldn't feel as comfortable doing, say, if all 1,000 of those seats were full. Well, think about it that way. You're sitting in a room writing in your journal. The only person that is going to know what you're writing is you. And once you can get that freeing feeling that nobody's going to read your journal, everything is safe, you can put whatever you want on it, it's going to make the experience so much better. But no matter where you are in your journey right now, I wish you the best. And as always, be sure to create something new today.